Good morning, everyone. I'm Yifan Wang from Group 7, and today I will be talking about three key types of retaining wall systems used in basement construction: diaphragm walls, second pile walls, and contiguous pile walls. I will explain their construction methodology and the appropriate ground conditions, and where each system is best applied. Let's start with construction methodology of diaphragm walls. These are reinforced concrete walls constructed by excavating narrow trenches in the ground and then install steel reinforcement. At last, we're filling them with concrete using a stop-end method and temporary bending slurry support. The methodology is best suited to top-down construction sequence, where basement floors and the superstructure are built simultaneously. This helps speed up the construction of all tall buildings in urban areas. In terms of performance, diaphragm walls offer excellent watertightness, structural strength, and are ideal for very deep basements, often exceeding 25 meters. Next are second pile walls. These are formed by a drilling and interlocking a sequence of hard and soft piles, with some overlap to form a continuous wall. They are often used in a bottom-up construction method, meaning the basement is fully excavated first before construction begins upwards. Compared to diaphragm walls, second pile walls are a bit more flexible in shape and require less side space, making them useful in tight city sites. They provide moderate water resistance and are suitable for medium-depth basements, around 50 to 20 meters. Now let's talk about the contiguous pile wall. This is the simplest and the cheapest method. It involves drilling closely spaced piles, but unlike second pile walls, there is no overlap, just a small gap between each pile. It is built a bottom-up method, and because of its poor water control, it is usually reserved for temporary excavations or basement in dry ground conditions. Now, regarding ground conditions, diaphragm walls require ground that can remain stable temporarily during excavation, often supported by bentony slurry. They are most suited for steep clays, dense sand, or layered soils with groundwater, but less ideal in very soft, collapsing soil or very hard rock due to excavation difficulty. The ideal ground conditions for second piles include cohesive soils like clays or silts that can support the drilling of overlapping piles. They can handle some groundwater, but aren't completely watertight, so some form of the internal lining might still be necessary for full dry basements. The ground conditions must be reasonably dry and stable, such as dense sand or firm clay, with minimum groundwater presence. If there's too much water pressure or the soil is too soft, the gap between the piles can let in water or even cause collapse. Despite its limitations, it's commonly used where budget is tight, and water control isn't a crucial concern, like temporarily retaining walls during infrastructure work. To summarize, diaphragm walls are your go-to for deep, permanent basement with a strict water control, especially in urban high-rise construction. Second pile walls are a great mid-range solution, easier to install, good for moderate depths, and suitable in semi-watertight soils. Contiguous pile walls are the most cost-effective, used in dry, stable soils for short-term support for shallow basements. Choosing the right method depends on many factors: depth, water table, soil type, budget, and program. As engineers, it's our responsibility to balance all this to deliver safe, efficient, and economic designs. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions about these wall systems or their construction techniques. Let's welcome to Zhou Cui introduce the next part.